All right, Terence Crawford wants to jump back in negotiations with Errol Spence after David Avanesyan fight. Now, I don't think people actually read the article, and I'm gonna keep saying that. I don't think people actually read the article where he did with Mike Coppinger, right? So I think that was part of him doing the vlog because people don't like to read, which he says that he still want to spin the block and still turn around and negotiate. Now he said he made it clear with Errol and Al that he was going to take another fight this year. He was going to fight this year with or without them. He said he wasn't going to sit around, and that's part of their game plan is to have Terence Crawford sit around, and just get old and get lethargic and try to take advantage of him, and he didn't fall for the banana in the tailpipe. And everybody know it. Even if people don't want to admit it, they do want to admit it, or whatever it may be, people know it. So people know it. But let's talk about it. Check out the Box News playlist, welterweight playlist. Appreciate the love and support. Let me know what you girls and guys think in the comment section. So but yeah, let's get into it, right? So Terence Crawford still wants to negotiate with Errol Spence, fight after the Avanesyan clash. So he says, no, I expect it, said Crawford to the Zone Box Show about Errol Spence Jr. management team about restarting negotiation for a fight between them. Well, it's something that was put out, and I don't believe after expressing the truth, they're going to be jumping and reaching out to me, said Crawford. So there you go. So I'll go back to that line. So he said, quote, Spence said he was going to circle the block if he's victorious in his fight and I'm victorious in my fight. He's still about, I'm going to drop him off, said Terence Crawford. So this is the line. He said it's something that was put out, and I don't believe that after expressing the truth, they were going to be jumping and reaching out to me, said Crawford. So he admitted that he possibly could have compromised his fight by telling his side of the story. But then again, only so much. You only gonna take so much slander. DeMarcus Russell spoke out after 10 plus years to tell his side of the story and his truth about his story. And a lot of people say, oh, that's bullshit, this, that, and the third, and all this and that. Man, dude had 10 years to speak out his side of the story and then said nothing publicly. In a Raiders organization, from that around that era after the Rich Gannon to the Super Bowl is trash. Look at them now. And it's funny how players, get all the responsibility laid on their back, but the organization has zero responsibility for how players don't turn out. That's crazy to me. But then again, you only gonna take so much slander. And fans keep saying stuff that's not true. He's saying stuff that's not true. Had Errol Spence not came out and did and said the shit that he said, Terence Crawford wouldn't have said nothing. And and it'd be different if they both was in negotiations. And maybe Errol Spence wouldn't have said something. But he said, I told Errol that if I'm fighting this year with or without you. With or without you. So you can't be mad at that shit. I mean, you want the man to just put y'all career and put his career in y'all hands, and he ain't signing y'all. Y'all don't end up fighting, so you go a whole calendar year without a check. That's crazy to me. I was on the horn with somebody today about Al Heyman in this situation, and like I said, I may never even speak on the shit that I had on this channel. I might just be my last video speak on it, but I'll just put it to you like this. It was put to me that they hate having new people around. They hate working with new people. So, of course, they was going to make it tough on Terence Crawford. They don't want to make the fight, and they don't want to have no new people around. It's a reason. It's a reason they don't want to have no new people around. Dude, what I'm hearing, Al Heyman run his business like a drug empire. From what I'm hearing, and a lot of them fighters that non-disclosure agreement, it's a reason for that. It's a reason. And they don't want to open up them books, bro. Anytime you bring somebody new around, it's an opportunity for them to open up them books, an opportunity for them to sue you, opportunity for them, to expose what's going on. But of course, they're not going to be happy about him telling the truth. Of course not. But then again, the way I put it, dude, hey, you got your boy over here who don't even know what the F going on. He taking your word for what you saying, and what you saying ain't even completely true. You kidding in my face, and we cool in my face on the phone, but then you tell this nigga some other shit. Like I said before, sound like some negativity to me. They sound like negativity to me. So they don't want to make that fight. Never did. Errol can say whatever he want, all he want to, but when you hand over, everybody laughed at AJ when people started the rumors that Eddie Hearn had power of attorney over him. POA. Now people learning more and more about this Al Heyman shit, and man, the shit that I heard today, dude. Come on. Bro, it's the worse than oppression from the other is oppression from the brother, because you expect the brother to look out for you. That's why I did that video on Slim Thug and Dr. Dre and Jimmy Iovine. And people talking about they don't understand how people can be slaves today, or rich slaves today, or slavery still don't exist. You know what I'm saying? That's the craziest thing to me. Crazy. And it's right in your face. But people associate slavery with poor, or you being enslaved or you being enslaved on a plantation or something like that. You know what I'm saying? That's how they kind of associate it with. And they can't get their mind off slavery. That's what they kind of make synonymous with slavery, dude. You got rich slaves out here. You see it all the time. You hear somebody out the blue, oh man, he did this to 25 people. That's because they got fed up. They got fed up. And they didn't want to do what the establishment wanted them to do no more. And then when they get ready to speak up, then all of a sudden, they perished. They gone. They gone in the wind. They gone in the wind. So people just can't get their mind off off the word slavery and what they depict slavery is. You know what I'm saying? They can't get their mind, to the actual definition. It's like old people can't get their mind to digital. They still carrying cash and checks and shit like that. But yeah, they might not want to work with him after that. But then again, it wasn't like he just went out the blue. He held his tongue for over a year, almost around a year. And Errol Spence kept taking little petty shots and shit like that at him. So if I'm him, man, fuck if it happened or not, dude. Because if it happened this year, dude, I don't care. I said it. I don't care. I don't care to put no more money in Al Heyman's pocket. I don't really care about it. And there's rumors that a lot of people believe he done. But I say this, man. He even if he done, he got a lot of paper out here in boxing still to be made. I'll leave it at that. That dude pulled one of the biggest finesse moves off in history. He took advantage of uneducated people. In the music industry and the boxing industry, it's the same thing. And think about Crawford, he has spent around the block a couple times. So he got his business together. You know, with when you with Warren Buffett and you done went through a couple contracts with Bob Arum and Top Rank, and for him, they should have told you when he was able to walk away from Top Rank. When he was able to walk away from Top Rank, that should have told you everything without going to court and fighting for his freedom, without owning the fight. That should have told you everything you needed to know. And some. That's the crazy thing about it. I should have told you everything you need to know and some. So, yeah, you learn. You get your business in order, but they, it's the same thing. A lot of people in the music industry uneducated because they really ain't trapping. Because you're really a trapper, you understand business. So a lot of Fortune 500 companies have been built on dope, and people know I ain't lying. I'm telling the truth. Most successful dope dealers are great business people and could have made it in corporate America. So, the way that man running his ship, dude, it's crazy, bro. It's crazy. It's crazy. These niggas out here acting like they rich, acting like they got it, acting like bling bling and all that type of stuff. And they ain't even like that. Same thing in the music industry. All this jewelry and all this bling and the makeup because they ain't got money to look like they got money. They're saying uneducated, majority of boxers are uneducated in business. Now they got the daddies who don't know shit and never took nobody nowhere. A lot of them. A lot of musicians are uneducated. You throw a couple dollars in front of them, they're going to sign a 360 deal. Same thing with boxers. You throw a couple dollars at them, they're going to sign a 360 deal. Sometimes you ain't even got to throw a couple dollars at the boxers. And the money that you throw in, you're going to recoup that. Same thing. I mean, Al Heyman looked at the industry. It's one of the biggest finesse moves. It might be talked about in Harvard and Oxford classrooms forever. Might be talked about forever. So it is what it is. Let me know what you girls and guys think. Check out the Welterweight and Boxing News playlist. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. The subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications. Increase your chance to get notifications. We go live or drop a video. Financially want to support the channel. Cash App, $ CJ Good 313. Venmo CJ Good 313. PayPal link in the description. Hit the link tree. Follow me on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, the whole nine. One time for the one time. Peace.